Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Bonsoir tout le monde et bienvenue. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu, VA3 CJZ, opening the Amateur Radio Exchange Group for Wednesday, July 23rd, 2025. My name is Chuck, and my station is located in Hamilton, at the very western tip of Lake Ontario. We meet here every Wednesday night, starting at 8 p.m. and ending around 10 p.m. local time here on 146.430. And since this is a Simplex Net, not everyone will be able to hear everyone else. So I also live stream the net on YouTube. So people who tune in will be able to hear stations that they can't hear on their radio, hear how their audio sounds on the air, as well as see their signal strength and see my station layout. Just look for us by typing in VA3CJZ in the YouTube search bar, and you can look for us live. Or tonight's title will be AREG Week 1662. That's 1,662 consecutive weeks that AREG has been on the air. We're approaching 32 years of service every week, and looking forward for that to happen this September. And finally, I'd like to ask everyone to please leave a 1 second delay between transmissions to allow others to break in. And with that, do we have any time sensitive mobile or portable stations or priority traffic? Please come now. All right, nothing heard. Let's open it up then to anyone and everyone with a valid license. This is VA3 CJZ looking for check ins.
B3 Bravo Kilowatt.
All right, let's bring in Rick, VE3 Bravo Kilowatt. Haven't heard you on the air or anything there in the last couple of days. How are things going?
Not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, hey, I want to be number one. Yeah, having trouble with my computer. I can't get my browser to come up. So I haven't got it online yet for YouTube, and I was going to do that next. Anyway, not too much happening here. Just keeping a low profile. Good weather last few days, not too hot, whatever. Anyway, what's the audio like on this microphone there? Over.
Oh, I like it. I wouldn't go any stronger. You're sounding Q5 right there.
All right, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Anyway, looking forward to the proceedings here, Chuck. You always do a great job. And so we'll let you get on with it. And we're just listening. So hello to any listeners out there. This is V3 Bravo Kilowatt. Back to you, Chuck.
All right, Rick, thanks for your check in. And you are number one in the log. And yeah, we got some pretty good material set up for tonight. There's a lot of musicians that are in the on this day, and so it's kind of ironic, you know. We just lost Ozzy Osbourne, um, the front man for Black Sabbath, and then he went solo and battling Parkinson's. So finally, it was time after he did his um, farewell tour. I think it was just 3 weeks ago. I think that gave him peace, and he was ready to let go. So, anyways, with that, let's open up the net to everyone looking for check-ins. Please come now.
Victor Alpha India Mike Whiskey.
Victor Alpha 3, Mike Hotel Victor.
All right, two more there. We've got IMW and MHV. And before we take them, I'd like to say hello to Wade, VA3NCA, who's joined us on YouTube, as well as Noel, VE3KDT, and Jason has just checked in on YouTube as well. Where is he? Oh, he's in Quebec City, and that's VE3ZJC. Je vois que tu parles français dans le YouTube chat. Très bien, mon ami. J'espère que tout va bien avec toi. Et puis, bonsoir. Merci beaucoup, Jason. All right, so let's take in VA3 IMW. Mac.
Good evening, Chuck, and all on net. Yeah, it's nice to be number 2. I hate to see the mess that number 3 has to clean up. Anyways, it's hump day, closer to the weekend. Except for the one thing that's nagging me, the days are getting shorter and it's noticeable. So guess what? It's going to be September soon, and OMG, we're going to be back in winter. Anyways, let's not be too forlorn. The seasons come and the seasons go. Anyways, looking forward to another balmy day tomorrow, back into the heat wave, because that's what summer is all about. Hope everybody stays hydrated and stays safe. And if you have neighbors that are, subject to breathing difficulties or other things like that, it's a good idea to check in on them once in a while, make sure that everything is all right with them and they're not suffering the ill effects of the heat. Other than that, Chuck, looking forward to the trivia on this day and all the rest of that good stuff. Thanks for doing what you're doing. Certainly appreciate all the effort you put into this one. I'll turn it back to you.
All right, very good, Mac. And by the way, I am one of those neighbors. Geez, but nobody ever checks on me. I got to say though, if I didn't have AC in the house, it would be troubling for sure, especially during those heat warning days. And hopefully this time around, it won't last 3 weeks like the last time. So yeah, couple days of not really going out much. Sometimes I do, anyways. I'll go for my walk, and I definitely feel it when I get back home. And so I just looked up how far that I have to walk to get to the store. And according to Google Maps, from my place to the entrance of Walmart, which is where I normally go, unless I'm going to Metro, that's even further. But from here to Walmart, apparently it's 500 meters. So every trip I make, I walk at least 1 kilometer there and back. So that's a fair trip for an old guy like me. Anyways, Mac, still enjoying the paychecks, I see. So you won't be joining our club just yet, right?
Somebody's got to make sure that the checks come in on time for you and Larry and the other people that are beneficiaries of the system. So, yeah, that's me. I'm keeping the star-making machinery stock there. So we're going to have to make sure that we get a few more people in the labor force before I decide to check out and put my feet up permanently. And I'm still here, and all the people that are retiring, they find out they're busier than when they were working, and they can't imagine how they manage to fit things into the daytime. Well, we know how it is. All the things you want to do and your wife wants to do just kind of sit, and that growing honey-do list gets longer and longer and longer, kind of like Jacob Marley's chains.
Now, which Marley?
Jacob Marley.
And who's that?
Do you remember the story of the Christmas Carol? Jacob Marley and Ebenezer Scrooge. Jacob Marley had the chains that fettered him with all of his life responsibilities.
Okay.
Anyways, maybe not a really good comparison, but yeah, there's going to be a big chain around my neck with all kinds of stuff that I never got done. And when I retire, I'll have no more excuses of why I can't do those things that my wife wants me to do. So maybe I'll just keep on working.
Oh boy, I got you. So, but Steve, I think, still wins the prize for procrastination. He's the procrastinator king, in my opinion, anyways. So, anyhow, Mac, I don't know how you've been doing on the airwaves this evening when you came home, but I didn't have much luck earlier today and kind of gave up on it. I knew I had the net to do, so concentrated on that. How's the airwaves been for you?
They were extremely good. There was a bunch of parks guys on 20 and 40 meters, and everybody that I set my mind on making contact with, I had no trouble. As a matter of fact, exemplary signal reports on 20 meters in our near south, Texas and Iowa and Idaho, and I'm not the hoe, but the state of potatoes. And obviously the 40 meter guys, Ohio, New York State, Jersey, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin. Yes, Wisconsin. So yeah, I've been making a bunch of contacts, and bands have been tolerable. Actually, remarkably better than what I've seen the past couple of weeks. So I did make a mental note of how easy it was to make those contacts. KP3 index is now down to 3 and a bit. I think it peaked somewhere around 5 or a little bit more than that today. So things are getting quieter. Propagation, not too bad at all. Just need a little of that magic ingredient. What do they call it? Stick-to-itiveness. And just throw your call out there. You just never know what you're going to get. A wise man once told me.
You're absolutely right, Mac. If you can hear them, they can hear you. That's the way I see it. All right. Well, thanks for your check-in, Mac, and I look forward to your participation throughout the net as always. And so let's move over to Mark, VA3 MHV.
Good evening, Chuck, and everybody on net. Just a beam for the pod, Chuck. Not too much to report here. I had to go to the doctor's today. I was on a day off. Did do a little radio. I found, kind of like you said, conditions are tolerable, but not quite as good as yesterday. I managed to make a few, but not a ton. Mentioned the passing of Ozzy. Yeah, legend goes. Hey, another one. We're losing them all there, Chuck. One by one. Notable mention, though. Ozzy was quite a guy. And not much else going on, Chuck. I'll be here for the duration, listening along. Looking forward to all of it. VA3 MHV, back to you, Chuck.
All right. Very true, Mark. Ozzy is he's known all over the world. Millions and millions of people have heard him, heard his music. They've heard about him, and so on. And of course, he had his own series there with the cameras following him around at home. I don't think they liked that after it was over. They said, thank goodness we're not doing that anymore. But nonetheless, it was quite the experience. Okay, Mark. Well, thank you so much for your check in and good signal tonight into my location. And so, do you have anything else before I move along?
No, that's it for now, Chuck. I'll let you put another call out and see who else wants to get in. You got a whole night to get to. So I'll be listening along. Back to you.
Okay, very good. I see Rick VE3BK just threw out another call. I think that he has VE3OZY. Rick, if you're listening, you still there? Oh, and hello, Albert and Wayne. I see Wayne VA3FMB has joined us also. Rick, are you VE3OZY?
Roger, Roger. V3OZY. Yeah, too bad about Ozzy. Yeah, anyway. And you were talking about music, and do you know that I stream online on my TV. I got a Sprint TV, and I go to YouTube and play some of the old music. And you were talking about different musicians, and oh boy, being on there, I enjoyed that. Listening to some of the music I listened to when I was a teenager, and it doesn't matter your generation. Whether you listen to 50s, 60s, 70s, or 80s, it's always nice to hear some of that music again and see on the videos. They got videos on YouTube that actually show, the musicians when they made that song. So it's fantastic there. Anyway, I thought I'd throw that in there. And that call sign, I usually use that on CW now, but that's my original. And somebody asked me for it once, I guess because of Ozzy. And no, nobody's ever had that call sign. Nobody else is going to get it, and not as long as I'm. So I still got that call sign as well as the two-letter call there, Chuck. V3 CAZ, VE3 ZY.
All right, that's cool, Rick. And if I did, I had forgotten it. So, Ozzy, thanks for checking in. And I'd like to encourage anyone who has any thoughts on Ozzy's passing or his influence on you throughout your life. By all means, feel free to comment in YouTube or right here on the radio. And so, with that, let me do another call out and see who else would like to check in to tonight's AREG Net, the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Please come now.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Kilo Zulu.
Victor Alpha 3, Zulu Alpha.
VA3 NCA.
All right, we got three more there. We've got VA3CKZ and VA3ZZA and VA3NCA. Let's bring in Chris, VA3CKZ. Chris, come on in. How are you?
Great, Chuck. Good evening, everybody, and I hope everybody's had a great day. It's been wonderful outside today. Chuck, how's my reception tonight down there in your station? Over.
Well, Chris, you're doing great. You're you'd have to be parked out front to hit me full scale, but you're one notch below full scale over here, and I would not increase the audio. You're perfect there. In fact, maybe an inch or two away further would be probably good, but it's not breaking up like it normally did there, Chris. So very good.
Thanks. Yeah, looks like I finally got this beast tuned properly. Okay, that's good. Just checking in. Just wanted to get an idea of how this was doing. I guess I got the old box tuned up. Okay, VA3CKZ, VA3CJZ.
Yeah.
Clear for now. Over.
He's off frequency.
Oh, is he? He sounds much better to me than he did last time. What frequency have you got your radio? I see. You got one of those fancy radios, eh, Mac? Hold on there, Chris. Mac has got probably going to tell you how much off frequency you are. VA3 IMW.
No, I don't have a waterfall on this radio, but I can soon, if he comes back and gives me a good long dissertation, I can pretty soon figure out how far off he is.
Okay, Mac, try this. How is it coming through at this point in time? I figured I thought I was sorry. I thought it was pretty close, but maybe I'm still off a wee bit. How's that? How free you'd be able to get a read on it? Over.
Yeah, you're about 5 kc. Is it 5 kcs? Yes, 5 kcs off. So you're down around 425. You should be up around 430. So you probably need to offset upwards 5 kcs.
Okay, just push the button up a little further. How's it now? Over.
That's very good. Yep. Yeah, it'd be nice if you had a frequency counter on that would help you out. But I forget what kind of radio that you're basically dialing in with without a digital readout on the frequency. I understand.
Yeah, it's correct. It's an old Yaesu F221. It's an old analog box. Over.
Yep, good. Yeah, that's nice and tolerable. A good signal as well. 15 over S9 up the hill, so that's a good job. So I'd leave it right there, and maybe just make a mental note of what the bias is, so that maybe next time you can hit it close enough to be heard all over the place. Yeah, Chuck, I think the closer you are, the less you notice it, because the signal width of FM is broad enough that if you get a higher signal, then you're not going to notice the off frequency. As the signal dies down in the further distance, other folks are going to be able to tell that there's a little fuzzy buzz that's coming in there, just like when your FM radio is a little off frequency in your vehicle. So anyways, good evening, Chris. Good to hear you, and keep up the good work. Chuck, thanks for saving my ears. 7-3s.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it. BA3 CKZ clear.
All right, Chris. Thank you very much, and thank you, Mac. And you're absolutely right. When you were mentioning that, it does make sense as well. The further out you are, the more you can tell. Okay, very good. All right. Well, thank you, Chris. Again, have a great rest of the evening. And remember to stay hydrated there. Next couple of days are going to be a little warm. Okay, so let's go to VA3ZZA. Come on in.
Hello. This is VA3ZZA. I was talking with some of you last night, and it was suggested I come over here and say hello tonight. So I figured I'd try some Simplex. It's been long enough that I don't remember the last time that I have set my radio to just use a pre-programmed repeater. So hopefully things go all right. I'm curious to know how my signal's doing. Still using my same reasonably sketchy antenna as I was talking with last night.
Oh, yeah, the foil tin hat magnet antenna. No. I think it's Evan, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, Evan. Well, it looks on my meter like you're giving me about an S40 over S9. So great signal. There's a tiny, tiny slight bit of noise. But if you like, if you go to YouTube, you just put in my call in the YouTube search and look for AREG week 1662. Or you can look for me on the live, under the live button there, and you can play it back. There's a slider at the bottom, and right now it's reading 824, 32 seconds. And so you can move it backwards there to around 822 and or 823, and you'll be able to hear yourself, and you can also see the signal strength there, Evan. So good job on uh, on the antenna setup that you have there. It's working fine.
Very good and very convenient that there's a live stream with the ability to play back. I will go and take a listen to myself.
All right, very good. I know. I remember when I was a kid, I used to record myself trying to sing "Hey Jude" from the Beatles. And let me tell you, I did not like what I would hear back once I played the tape recorder. So a lot of people don't like the way they sound and don't like hearing themselves. But hey, it's radio. It's all good. Anyhow, Evan, as I said, really good getting in here. I'm located about 2 blocks south of the Center Mall, the Walmart, about 2 blocks south of there. And you're coming in here really good. So, anything else to add? Any plans? Bring her back.
Nope, nothing else to add. Figured I'd check in, say hi, and then I'm going to go off and chat with some friends for the rest of the night, I think. So, I'll see it from me, and back to you.
Okay, Evan. And tomorrow night, if you're so inclined, at 7 p.m., Mac, VA3IMW, will be hosting the Simplex Net on 446.125. And he too will be live streaming the net on YouTube. Again, you just put his call in the YouTube search box. Again, that's a VA3IMW. And thanks for checking in again, Evan. So let's move over to VA3NCA, our resident nerd. Come on in. How you doing there, Pirate?
VA3CJZ, VA3NCAR. Yeah, doing all right, I suppose. Still a little bit, still sitting here in the dark a bit, but the drops do definitely help. And I finally got the call from the doctor to make the real appointment. So it's I guess I didn't realize, but their office is down at the Center Mall, so I'll be in your end of the town next week for that. So hopefully we'll get a closer idea of what's going on. But it feels fine. It feels much better now. And the countdown's on for the next set of drops in another half an hour. So I'm getting used to doing that and getting the aim right to get them in the eye instead of on the cheek or on the eyelid or anywhere else. So I guess there's that. Other than that, not much else going on for me this week. Just back to work, but staying away from the campus because it means going out in the A heat, but B the brightness. So trying to minimize that.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that, what else is going on? I don't know. Not much. Just we got a bunch of projects we're trying to move at work because this is vacation season, and it's getting harder to get all the people in the same place at the same time. So trying to move those ahead as I can, and for that matter, I'm going to disappear, so I'm as much to blame. In a couple weeks, I have a couple weeks off, or in a week, I have a couple weeks off. August, the first 2 weeks of August, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so that's it for me, but I am definitely here for the duration. Wednesday, the staple for Wednesdays, and I'm here for the duration. Back to you there, Chuck.
All right, very good. Well, you obviously have one good eye. I'm wondering how that's going to work out once you stop taking the drops. I know a lot of people used to be dependent on Visine back in my day, uh, and so much so that they were using it too often, and it's not good to be using uh, anything, any medicine. Too much of anything is not good. So, be interesting to see how your eye reacts to not having drops anymore. So, I hope it all works out for you, and yeah, you'll still be able to play along with us tonight. And have you thought about getting those sunglasses that are for sensitive eyes? You know, those big, full, around. They are dark and they're big and thick. Have you ever? You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, I've seen those. Yeah, I'll talk to the doctor, see what they think is going on, get a handle on what's actually going on first, see if it's just a temporary thing or what they think the cause is. In the meantime, I do have a dark polarized visor that I wear on the bike, so that's been really helpful. So I can go out with that on. It looks a little silly to walk around in a cycling visor when you're not on a bike, but you know what? It's better to see than it is to. It's not a fashion show, that's for sure. So yeah, for now that visor works pretty well. But we'll see what they say. The first doctor did definitely say don't stop the drops until you've seen the specialist guy and get further instructions, because they said if you stop it before the issue is corrected, that it could come back and even be worse. So
Yeah.
hopefully this isn't a long-term thing, because this would be a pain every hour, but I think it's just short-term until I got the specialist appointment. So that's the plan right now. Anyways, I have no reason to believe it's anything worse than that. So I'll keep going. I'll be a good patient for a change.
All right. And you're absolutely correct there, Wade. When they give you a set of instructions to take this kind of medicine for this long, kind of like when you get penicillin or antibiotics, they tell you, even if you start feeling good, keep taking them until the bottle is empty. Otherwise, it could cause issues. So, last question I got for you, Wade, is clocking time on your bicycle. Are you still participating in that? I know you're in a situation right now, but what's up with that?
Yeah, well, I mean, all things being equal, which until recently they were, but I don't know what's going to happen now. But I am still at this time planning to. I'm crossing my fingers that between a couple of weeks of treatment and talking to the doctor, that and then plus wearing the visor, that I'll still be able to do it. So the current plan, unless things change, is the month of August. So starting August 1. I'm going to be doing 1,750 kilometers is the goal for in support of Sick Kids Foundation. So it's a ride called the Great Cycle Challenge of Canada, and it happens every August. This will be my 7th year riding in it. I hope it's going to be my 7th year riding in it. Well, I mean, I will do some riding, whether it's the 1,750 or not, will depend on the eyes. But the goal at this point is 1,750 kilometers in the calendar month of August, and that's partly why I've got the first 2 weeks of August off to get some kilometers in the bank, so that I'm set up well to complete it when I have to go back to work.
All right. Well, good luck with that. And of course, with your healing. Okay, so we'll clear with Wade, and here's my list. Let's see who else is out there would like to check into this week's Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ.
Hello, Mike, Quebec. VA3NFG.
All right. At the first check in there, had a battle with someone else, and I have to say that VE3KMQ came out on top. And so, who was the other station? I heard Steve in there as well. VA3NFG. Who's the other station?
VE3LBI.
All right, Larry. You know, the guy from North Burlington just walked on you. Just kidding. Let's bring him in. VE3KMQ, Mike.
Yeah, VA3CJZ, V3KMQ. Good evening, Chuck, and hello, Larry, and everybody else on the net this evening. Hope everybody's doing well. And actually, Chuck, I'm in Aldershot, not quite North Burlington. I wish I was, because I'd be higher. But no, it's in Aldershot, just actually steps away from the Burlington Bay, I guess you'd call it. So you could probably walk it, no problem. Yeah, not an awful lot going on. Just thought I'd check in. I have been working on a project over the last few weeks. I was telling you, but I built a quarter wave ground plane antenna for 220, and that's largely due to the net that the Burlington Club has every Thursday evening. And we've got a handful of guys who check in, and I wanted to develop a better antenna. Not that I can't hit it with the handheld radio I've got, but spent a few weeks on it and testing it to death to get the SWR just right, so that I know the antenna is built right. And it seems like it's performing. Got it up in the attic about 18 feet or so, and it's consistently doing a good job. So that's what I've been working on, and the last couple of weeks, 2 or 3 other guys have been interested in it, so I've been helping them build and test, and so it's been a real club, kind of a club event amongst 3 or 4 guys. So that's what I've been doing the last little while. Chuck, just thought I'd share that with you. Back to you, V3KMQ.
Oh, very good, Mike. You remind me of Bob, the E3XKV out in Flamborough. He also likes to build antennas, and actually, he's given me a couple of them, a 2-meter Ringo Ranger that he refurbished, and as well as a homemade 70-centimeter dipole there, or vertical. So, yeah, very good. So, well, hopefully conditions this weekend will improve. I know we see the odd spurts of good conditions, but then that sun is still pretty active. So it's disappointing, to tell you the truth. The year 2025 was supposed to be the solar maximum, and then they go ahead and say, "Oh no, 2024 was max." And if we're on the downward spiral, this sucks. The first 6 months of the year have not been great. I think it was better back in January than it has been there. So hopefully we get more days of better conditions. But I have a funny feeling we're going to have to wait until the fall, because as we get into, if I'm not mistaken, when we get into the dog days of summer, there are fewer nets on, which tells me that someone knows that conditions aren't the best throughout the main part of summer, and they usually change in the fall. Over to you, Mike.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. It has really been a disappointing year for the most part. Yes, the winter months, January, February, were fairly decent, certainly from a DX perspective. And that's what I always like to focus on, the 10 meter, even 20, 15 meter DX, but there's just virtually nothing there. I mean, there's the odd thing. I did work a guy in Hungary last night on 20, but stations like that are few and far between these days. It's really disappointing because, I was looking forward in the winter to getting out in the summer to do some portable work, and I haven't been out yet because the conditions are so bad. I check in the shack here to see what conditions are like before I go out, but alas, I just say forget it today. It's not worth setting up. You're not going to, probably get anything. So it's just the way it is. And yeah, I guess maybe we hit our peak before in the cycle. So who knows? I'm sure the fall will be a lot better. Okay, Chuck, coming up behind me there. So just thought I'd check in, say hi, and thank you for doing the net. And we'll talk to you next time. VA3CJZ, V3KMQ.
Okay, Mike, very good, sir. Thank you so much for your check-in, as always, and have a great rest of the week. In the next couple of days, going to be some scorchers, but I think the first round that we got of that has kind of made us a little bit acclimated, so it may not be as bad. So anyhow, enjoy it while we can, because we'll be freezing our you-know-whats in a short while. Okay, let's move over to Larry, VE3LBI. Larry, come on in. Oh, well, maybe Larry is a one and done. VE3 LBI, VA3 CJZ.
Yeah, sorry, Chuck. I got interrupted there. I'm back. VE3LBI.
Okay, very good. Do you need to take care of something?
No, sir. All done. All done. And I'd say hi to Mike there, too. I heard him, but I had to step away for a minute. So, yeah, no, all good. What's going on? Oh, today I got my 5,500 Parks Hunted Award. Thanks basically for James, VE3JLN, for being out in the East Coast. Give you a lot of new parks. I was probably about 30 short, and I actually achieved it today for I have now was it 5,500 or 5,500 hunted parks. So kind of pleased at that.
Woohoo! Congrats.
Yeah, way to go. Geez, I only got 4,300 more to go to catch up to you there, Larry.
Oh, of course, the guys in Barrie are kidding me too. Tom was there, VE3THR, and he says, "You're going to catch up to me." He says, "You got about 2,000 more to go." I'm going, "Yeah, right, Tom. I'll move up there. I can use your station."
Yeah, there you go. Wouldn't that be nice if you could remote a bunch of different stations there and if you're not getting good results on your end, you could remote someone else's gear.
I hear what you're saying, but a lot of these people use the SDR stuff, and because they can't hear the actual activator, and I don't know. I don't really approve of that. Myself, that's personal now. If I'm going to make a communication with somebody, I want to hear them. I don't want to hear them over a computer from some other place and saying, they can. I mean, the hunter can hear the activator can hear you, but you can't hear that hunter, and you're using some station to listen to it. I don't know. To me, it's not. I don't do it. I just like to have the voice communication back and forth between the hunter and activator.
Direct. I hear you. Well, everyone's entitled to their thoughts on that, and hey, more power to you. Whatever makes you happy. This is a hobby, and you're supposed to do hobbies to make you happy, make you feel good. So that's what I have to say about that. So, are you in the garage right now, Larry?
Yes, sir. I am in the garage. Yes. Sitting outside, sitting out here, and we're just trying to relax until tomorrow. According to the forecast, again, I'm in Fahrenheit, obviously. Possibly 106 in the afternoon, so she's going to be a hot one.
Yeah, for sure. One last thing, I think I want to bring in Mac. I think it was last night. Mac mentioned something about the Perseid shower. I don't know how many days that's supposed to last, but maybe VA3 IMW knows there.
Yeah, they indicated it would probably last about 3 days, possibly 4. I guess it all depends on how much streams across, but I think I pronounce it Perseid, but I don't know what the right pronunciation is. But kind of fun to swing over to 15, 12, or 10 meters and watch the SDR display, and you can see and hear the Doppler effect for the RF signal that the little bits of chunks of stone coming in from the space makes as it breaks through the atmosphere and burns up. So a lot of fun. It's something I discovered kind of at random. I remembered Ardped talking about hearing some signals from incoming space objects, and it wasn't until I was actually working, I think it was 10 meters, and I saw these streaks coming across the SDR, and obviously for the most part it goes from left to right. So as it burns up in the atmosphere and is approaching you, it's a lower frequency and then as it streaks across your area, the frequency gets higher, and as it goes on, it gets higher still. So, anyways, yeah, the Perseid meteor showers, approximately 3 to 4 days.
All right. Thank you, Professor Mack. Okay, very good then. Just thought while I was thinking of it, I would bring you in on that because, short-term memory loss. Anyways, Larry, if you're still there, do you have anything else to add, sir?
No, that's it. It's along here. Yeah, anyways, a good day. I wanted to cut a little bit of the lawn, but it was just too warm this afternoon, so it's going to be a little bit too warm tomorrow too. But it's hard to cut the hay out the front there; all brown.
Yeah, I cut mine. Geez, I can't remember now. I guess sometime during the week last week. I think Friday or Saturday, and it was brown. Now I'm watering my backyard. It's nice and green. The grass is growing. It'll need a trim, but I think the front, uh, apart from the odd weed that is outgrowing my grass, I think I'm going to be good for a little while. So I like to keep the backyard nice and green. We like to attract all the birds. You should see all the baby robins that come in and uh, uh, get wet under my little sprinkler there, and then they, of course, try and pull worms out of the ground, and some of them are still squawking for mommy to feed them, and it's pretty cute. So, anyways, thanks for checking in, Larry. Much appreciated, sir.
Yep. Okay. Thanks. Oh, by the way, did you happen to have that robin's nest in the front porch again this year?
You know what? Now that you mentioned that, Larry, I haven't seen any nests on any houses in the area. So they must have converged in another area this year. But I think I'm the only one that's splashing water around, and it's attracting all kinds of birds. I mean, I had about a dozen of them on the grass and playing in the water there yesterday and today. So it's nice to see, to take care of them. They get thirsty as well, and so I have a little bird bath there, and they come in there and flop around and drink a little water. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we got a small fountain outside here. It was solar powered, but it doesn't work anymore. So I changed it over to a 12-volt system. And quite often, if you're sitting there, the sparrows come and drink out of it. They can hear the water. And don't see any robins or anything, but more sparrows. A robin once in a while, but mostly sparrows. So, anyways, other than that, Chuck, that's about it. Like I say, everybody make sure they stay hydrated for tomorrow, because she's going to be warm for the next couple of days. All right, I'll let you go. Thanks for picking me up. VE3LBI.
Okay, Larry, and you have a great rest of the evening, and we'll catch up with you no doubt by Friday around 8 p.m. when you're hosting the Friday night Rag Chew on the VE3 ZOE repeater. That's 443075. No tone required, just a positive offset. Again at 8 p.m. All right, thanks, Larry. Let's move over to Steve now. Victor Alpha 3, November Foxtrot Golf. Thanks for waiting, Steve.
Yay! I've been waiting patiently. Speaking of weed, Chuck, and notable mentions about the passing of Ozzy Osbourne, I would normally drop it here. This could be a little bit long, but I'll try to keep it short. Back in the day, 1999 or 98, Ozzy was doing a show back at Cops Coliseum. I was driving cab. I was at the corner of King and James heading west. The light was red. I had no lighter for my cigarette, and I seen this guy, an older guy, walking a small dog across the street right in front of Jackson Square, right at the corner there. Noticed he just lit something up. So the light goes green. I shoot across the intersection. I stop, and I say, "Yo, buddy, do you got a light?" He comes over to the window, and I'm starstruck. I'm like, holy smokes, I think that's Ozzy Osbourne. And I said,
Oh,
Ozzy? He goes, yep, that's right. I go, wow. I go, anyways, I need a light. And I noticed he was burning one, right? So back in the day, when things were illegal, but it was legal for some of us to grow, I told him to get rid of that, and I gave him something. I told him to light it up, and needless to say, he didn't pass it back to me. Actually, he gave me what he was originally smoking when I pulled up. So I just had to mention that since we lost another great rock legend, and it's my notable mention about Ozzy Osbourne. Back to you, Chuck.
all right. Way to go, Steve. Yeah, that's fantastic. Fantastic. I think the only encounter I've ever had with a musician was the band Kiss. I think it was 1977 or 78. I was an usher at a movie theater, and my manager told me that he got a phone call from the manager from the band Kiss, and they were going to pull up. And sure enough, limo pulls up, and a bunch of people get out. Everyone except Gene Simmons was there. They came to watch a movie, and I think it was called Orca, the killer whale. Anyways, it was a lame movie. And at the end, I went over to have them take a special exit instead of following everyone in the crowd. And Paul Stanley shook my hand, said thank you very much, and they had to carry Ace Frehley out because he was bagged. But that was my rock star encounter there, Steve. So very, very good. I wished I could have seen Ozzy. If I did, it was when they were. I think it was Black Sabbath. But my memory is so foggy. I couldn't tell you that I'd remember it. So thanks for that story there, Steve. That's awesome.
Yeah, it kind of blew me away there. When I pulled up, I could smell that he was burning one, and I go, "Are you smoking one?" I go, "Throw that away and here, have try this, right?" And of course, that was more than likely better than what he had. So, I don't usually toot my own horn, but that was a very special blend that I had. And yeah, he wouldn't give it back to me. He goes, "Here, you can have this," and he hands me what he had, and it went out. I go, "It's out." He goes, "Here, you can have the lighter too." He goes, "You need one of those anyways." So I never kept the lighter. I probably should have somehow tagged it or marked it, and put it with my memoirs of collectibles and. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I'm like, wow, Ozzy's smoking something that I grew. Amazing. Anyway, that's what I got there, Chuck. And I'll always remember that time. Now, that was after midnight, of course, so I'm pretty sure he played a show at Cops. It was either that or some other award ceremony, but I don't think Ozzy's going to travel all the way here for some music awards. But then again, you never know. But I'm pretty sure it was a show that he did because I was surprised. He was, I figured he must have been exhausted after doing a show. But yeah, he was out there walking his little pooch, and then I pulled up and we had about 5 minutes there of conversation with him, and cause I figured he was going to pass the thing back, but he says no. He goes, "No, you're not getting this back." I'm like, you know what? You enjoy it. Cheers. And I think he was walking off back the other way, and I think actually Sharon was trailing along. She was at about McNabb Street walking towards him, and then I think he seen her and was started to walk back, and so I thought, okay, well, anyway, I'll keep that memory. But yep, amazing, amazing who you can meet in a small town like Hamilton. Back to you, Chuck.
Yeah, absolutely. You never know. You just never know. And it's great when it's not planned, That's what makes it even better. So, well, thanks for sharing that story, Steve. I'm kind of envious, and it's a great memory to have of Ozzy there. So, very good, sir. All right. Anything else to add? Any plans? Anything going on with you?
I'm off tomorrow, and I'm hoping that's the hottest day of the next couple that we have. So I'm all loaded up. I've got lots of shreddies, lots of milk. I got strawberries right here in the big planter we got out back. I should start digging for them before it gets dark out. And I got lots of coffee and everything else that I'm going to need on my day off tomorrow. No, I'm just planning on hoping that conditions are better than they were today. I did work today. However, I was talking to Mark, BA3MHV, and he said conditions weren't all that great today. So I'm kind of hoping that changes, and that'll give me something to do in the afternoon to beat the heat.
All right. Very good then, Steve. I know we also have a strawberry patch growing, but unfortunately, we have a squirrel or several squirrels eating every one of my berries. So I'm thinking that one day they'll have enough and stop eating them. That, or we're gonna have to get some chicken wire or figure something out for next year because you know, I think my wife had one, and my daughter had one, and that's it. So, yeah. All right, Steve. Thanks for everything. That was a great story. Okay, so that clears my list. Let's see if anyone else is out there would like to check in to the weekly amateur radio exchange group. This is VA3CJZ.
VE3KDT.
VE3 Sierra Mike November.
All right, I got two more there, KDT and Sierra Mike November. Let's bring in Noel, VE3KDT.
Good evening, and everyone else on that there. I didn't really have a lot in the way of traffic. Just wanted to give you an RF check-in and say hi. Just listening along. I just kind of go grab a coffee there earlier, but yeah, just be looking forward to the rest of the show there. Back to you.
All right, yeah, we're about to get into some interesting stuff there, Noel. Thanks for checking in. I got you at an S8 tonight, so good job. And just to remind everyone, if you can't hear all the stations that I do, you can just go to YouTube and type in my call, VA3CJZ, and look for us live. Or tonight's title is AREG Week 1662. And you can listen to the stream, move the slider back and forth, and you'll be able to hear the stations that I hear. And so, as well as hear your voice and see your signal strength. And so, with that, we'll clear with VE3KDT and move over to Matt, VE3 Sierra Mike November. Is that correct? Is that Matt?
You got it, Chuck. Just a quick hello to everyone on the net, and well, I guess that's about all. Hello, everyone.
All right, Matt in the mobile, I do believe. I think I heard a ding that a car makes every now and then, and so very good signal coming in here, Matt. Of course, I'm just 2 blocks south of the Center Mall, and you're almost full strength there. So great job. What are you up to?
Well, you got it right. I am in the mobile. Just driving my daughter's friends home, so they get to listen in while we drive. And that's about it. Looking forward to the rest of the show tonight.
All right, very good, Matt. Well, thanks for checking in, and uh, glad you joined us. Okay, so that clears my list once again. One more call out before we start some trivia. And let's see, anyone else out there wishing to check in, please come now. All right, nothing heard. So let's go back to the trivia that we were doing last week. We were in the geography. Move over to the science sections now, and let me pull up the have my screens match up here so I can have the trivia and be able to see the YouTube stream chat and see who can guess the right answers. And so we'll start off with how many elements are there in the periodic table? How many elements?
Go Wade.
Yeah, I don't see anything happening on the chat there since Bob checked in. And all right, so the answer is 118. Now, I think I remember that guy that was talking about working on UFOs at Area 51 there, Bob Lazar. And I think he mentioned element 115, which was brand new about 25 years ago. So I'd like to know what is number 118. So yeah, Noel, they keep adding to it. That's right. If it's periodically at the yeah. All right. Okay, so the answer is 118, and let's move over to the next one. Which planet in the Milky Way is the hottest? What's the hottest planet? The hottest planet is Venus. You got it. I love that song. Yep, Venus is the hottest one in the Milky Way. Okay, who discovered that the Earth revolves around the sun? Anyone? All right, it was Mr. Nicholas Copernicus who officially discovered the Earth revolves around the sun. Oh yeah, yeah. If you didn't agree with mainstream, you were sadly you paid dearly. All right, let's. Oh, no, we'll go this way. There we go. Okay, let's go back. And where are we? Which planet has the most moons? We've discussed this. Which planet has the most moons? That would be Saturn. Saturn has the most moons. I forget how many now. I think it's in the 70s. Quite a bit of them. All right, where is the strongest human muscle located?
Is it the jaw or the tongue? I forget. I know the tongue gets a lot of exercise.
Yeah, but can you lift 100 pounds? I know my arm can, but not my tongue. I haven't done the tongue Olympics, so maybe that's why. It's the jaw. The jaw is the strongest human muscle, and yeah, reminds me of ants that can lift many times their weight. Okay, which is the only body part that is fully grown from birth? That's right. The eyes have it. You are born with eyes that never will never grow. What you're born with is the size of your eyeballs as a baby and through your entire life. All right. How many bones are in the human ear? I know there's cartilage, but how many bones are there?
I think there's only one. It's like a drumstick.
A wishbone. It's actually three, Mac. And Wade got that one. Very good, Wade. First one to get on the board. Mark said 26. I think that's in the feet. But yeah. So, what is the scientific theory that explains the origin of the universe? Hint, there's a TV show named after it. That's right, Wade, the Big Bang Theory. Okay, and let's see now. Oh, this is a good one. What is the outermost layer of the Earth's atmosphere called? The outermost layer of the Earth's atmosphere. That would be called the exosphere. The exosphere is the outermost layer of the Earth's atmosphere. All right, so we're going to quit with the science. We're going to go and do a little bit of history. And does anyone know what year was the United Nations established?
It's in the 50s. Was it 53 or 56?
It was actually at the end of World War II, 1945. I believe it was called League of Nations at first and then changed it to United Nations. All right. Which famous historical document begins with the words, quote, "We hold these truths to be self evident"? Which famous historical document begins with those words?
The Declaration of Independence. Our neighbors down south.
Yeah, the Tariff Barbarians. That's correct, Mac. Way to go. You're on the board. uh, which ancient Chinese dynasty is often considered the golden age of Chinese civilization? Which ancient Chinese dynasty is often considered the golden age of Chinese civilization?
Would that be the Ming Dynasty?
It would not. It is the Han dynasty. All right. Who was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize? Anyone? Yes, Madame Curie. She lived long enough to get a Nobel Prize and was probably riddled with radiation. All right, way to go. I think that was Noel. All right, so in what decade was the internet created? What decade?
70s, but it went online in the 80s.
Well, it says here that the internet was created in the 1960s. So there you go. All right, another computer related one. What was the name of the first computer virus? Does anyone know the name of the first computer virus? Well, Wade, it says here it was called Creeper. Does that ring a bell? Bet you people are punching in that info in Google. Yeah, Creeper was apparently the first computer virus. All right, that's it for that one. Let's go to food and drink. Food and drink. Which country drinks the most coffee per capita? Yeah, you would think Italy, with the cappuccinos and espressos, but it's actually Finland. Drink the most coffee per capita. I would have guessed the Netherlands because they got coffee shops everywhere, and they say coffee funny in a funny way too. Coffee. I don't know. How many measures of Gordon's gin are in a James Bond martini? That would be 3 measures. Stirred, not shaken, I think it is. Or shaken, not stirred. One of the two. Does anyone know? Is it shaken, not stirred?
That would be correct.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Bond. All right. What is a Beaujolais? What is a Beaujolais? Oh, I thought you wine connoisseurs would know this. It's a type of red wine.
It translates to a good buzz, right, Chuck? A good jolly?
Yep, yep. All right. What's the world's best-selling stout beer?
Oh, I know this. It's Guinness.
Hi, laddie. You and Mr. Wade got that correct. It is, in fact, Guinness. What meat is used in a shepherd's pie? Now, we're talking traditional shepherd's pie here, not the North American version.
That's a lamb. Scots couldn't catch them. They ate them.
Not bad. Yes, it is a lamb. All right. Does anyone know what the difference between brandy and cognac is? What's the main difference?
That's the area of France that it's produced in. It's one of them champagne things, right? It has to be produced in the right region.
And are you referring to brandy or cognac?
cognac. Anybody can produce brandy because cognac is a brandy, but not all brandy is cognac.
You are absolutely correct, sir. It is cognac must come from the Cognac region of France. Look at the big brain on Brad. All right. Pink ladies and Granny Smiths are what type of fruit?
That would be your apple or pomme de terre. No, wait a minute. Pomme de terre is potatoes. Sorry, mixing up my French and everything else.
Yeah, pomme de terre is a dirt apple. That's a potato. Yeah, very good. Okay, what's the main ingredient in hummus?
Chickpeas.
Do you know the other name for chickpeas?
Garbanzo beans.
Look at that big brain on Wade and Brad. Or sorry, Mac. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Okay. Then you must know this one. Then what is the rarest and most expensive spice in the world by weight?
Those fiddly little yellow strands that are costing you thousands of dollars per. Oh my god. Yes, and they make a really delightful rice dish. What's it called? It's called now my brain hurts.
Saffron.
Just wild about saffron.
That is correct. Saffron and Noel, it's spelled Saffron. So saffron. Uh, ooh, this is a tough one. What cheese is traditionally made from the milk of a donkey? Now, I've never. Oh yeah, and sorry, Noel, you got that one right. Uh, yeah, what cheese? You guys won't know this. Traditionally made from the milk of a donkey. It's called Pule. Pule. Never heard of it, and I'm sure I've never tasted it. What's the primary ingredient in the alcoholic beverage absinthe?
Gin. It's a flavored gin.
Grand worm is the primary ingredient in absinthe. Grand wormwood. All right. Which country is credited with inventing ice cream? That would be China. China is credited with inventing ice cream. Didn't know that. Okay, I can't pronounce these other ones, so we'll just we'll we'll just skip over these ones here. Uh, Pop culture. All right, we'll do a couple here. The other ones are way too easy, and some of them I can't name. Uh, what company was originally called Cadabra? What company was originally called Cadabra?
Was that the failed start of Google?
Apparently, it's the original name for Amazon. And some of you might not know this, but Amazon started out as a bookstore, online bookstore. And look at them now. All right, Queen guitarist Brian May is also an expert in what scientific field?
a rocket scientist?
No, that's Dolph Lundgren. No, I'm just kidding. Astrophysics. He's got I don't know if he has a PhD, but yeah, he's an he's an expert, so he must have a PhD in astrophysics. And Dolph Lundgren is another one that they joke about being a rocket scientist, and it's true.
He's a spaceship superstar.
I know, right? A big galoot like Dolph Lundgren. All right, how many ghosts chase Pac-Man at the start of each game?
That would be 4.
Look at the Pac-Man expert. You're absolutely right. 4. Uh, you guys might not know this. Okay. What Netflix show had the most streaming views in 2021? 4 years ago. What Netflix show had the most streams views?
Does Dexter qualify?
Probably qualifies, but it was, in fact, Squid Game. Interesting. What's the highest grossing film of all time? Surprising. The highest grossing film of all time.
Avatar VA3XLG.
Look at the big brain on Vanya. It is, in fact, Avatar, the highest grossing film of all time. VA3XLJ. Come on in. Let me add you to the log there, Vanya.
Good evening, Chuck, and everybody on it. So I've been listening, I was only 7 minutes late today, but I did listen whatever I could listen and hear in the car driving around. So I'm pretty much with you since, let's say, from beginning. Very, very, very good net as usual anyways, and a little bit more awake today than the last time. Plus, I made sure that the battery is fully charged. So, yeah, regarding the Aussie, we started the net with it. I just to put my 2 cents regarding that thing is I really never liked the band or never listened much of his music up to the point he was 90 or 91. There was a concert somewhere and they come out with the song "Fear of the Dark." And I really like that song, and ever since, I just had a band to one of my favorite bands. Anyway, that was it from my end, Chuck. Back to you.
All right. Well, first of all, welcome Vanya to the net officially, even though you've been here for a little while. I became a guitarist in the mid 70s, and I'd say around 74, 75. And by then, Ozzy was super, or Black Sabbath at the time, the band Black Sabbath was super popular. And his band was one of the influences on my music hobby. And so Black Sabbath, Deep Purple, and Led Zeppelin were the 3 main influences on my my love for electric guitars. So I definitely don't like all of these songs. It's not something that says, "Oh, I love that band," but yeah, but you don't like everything that they do. Some stuff just falls flat. Other stuff is not interesting, and others are quite catchy. So I know what you mean there, Vanya. And so, yeah, see, Ozzy did have it did pique some people's interest that normally don't listen to that kind of music.
No, I did listen to the music. Just I wasn't listening to Black Sabbath like that much. Maybe not at all. Actually, to be honest, like I like the the Rolling Stones, the Deep Purple, and Dire Straits. Like when you're young, you pretty much stick like with the 2 3 bands which you really like, and you know how you kind of go with them. But yeah, until that song, like it's I can't say it didn't make my radar, but I didn't pay too much attention to them. But yeah, ever since I've been listening every time when I get the chance, I guess. Another thing, does anyone know how long they're gonna be filming up on a ridge road with that helicopter? Because it seems like it's every day there as early as when I leave to work, and even now I just saw it flying over the overhead.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't hear about that. I do know. I think on the weekend there was an old warplane that flew right over my house, and it had 2 big white stripes on each wing. Um, I forget how many engines. I think only 2 propellers. Could have been 4, but 2 large white stripes there. If anybody knows what that is, I'd be curious to know.
I don't know. I do remember the airplane. He did flew around quite a bit, but the helicopter, which was kind of interesting. I was leaving for work, was I don't know, 5:45, maybe a little bit earlier, or just slightly past that, and right above the ridge road, right on the ledge, like it's the helicopter came, it was hovering, and it was like moving back and forth, and then I went toward the field away from the edge, and I didn't think much about it, and when I came home, like there's the same helicopter on the same place. I was like, what the heck? So I asked my wife, and she told me they are actually filming something, some show or something up on a region. So that's pretty much all I know. And it's just that thing flying like a couple times ago. But it reminded me, anyways. Back to you, Chuck.
All right. Well, I know Hamilton is a popular place for filming. I don't know if you've ever heard of the series, Netflix series called Stranger Things, but a lot of that was filmed on King Street, uh, from the Royal Canal Hotel down to James Street on that south side there. All the buildings there were, and an area around Ottawa Street was another one when they were in an alley. I know because I live just 2 blocks from there. And they're coming out with a new season, the final season of Stranger Things. It's either October or November. And so who knows? They might be filming the last episode of that or something else there, Vanya. So, yeah.
Yeah, I remember when my daughter, when she was the young, and when she went to the Army Cadets, in I think whatever they call that thing there, over there, like they were filming the scene from the one of those Marvel movies. I can't remember what was the movie. Was it Will Smith in it, and the Joker, and the someone else, and whatever the Joker girlfriend is one. I let all her penalty for now. I can't remember the name. What's her name, Martin? Oh, the DC Comics. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, there was one, and I remember behind the Center Mall, they were recording the mayor of some town. I do remember. I do remember seeing them doing whatever they were doing there. So that's pretty much all my, I can't say interaction, but knowledge of the things being recorded in Hamilton. There's another movie. I believe it's a big hit, from late 90s. One second, from late 90s, and it was also recorded in Hamilton, because I do remember the fountain in the park is it Main Street? No, King Street and Van Wert maybe, or Victoria or whatever it is. So just before you enter, that's like a squeeze with the Dangers and a few of those other stores there before you go to the downtown. So yeah, that's about it, Chuck.
Oh, very good, very good. Well, I know that they filmed The Incredible Hulk. I believe it was in the mid 90s or early 90s, downtown on Main Street. Um, um, and it was a big deal. And so that was The Incredible Hulk with Ed Norton, who played the Hulk there. So that was a big deal. It was filmed in Hamilton and in Toronto, a lot of the scenes there. So, all right. Well, thanks for sharing that, Vanya. If we find out what it was they were filming there, we'll definitely get back to you. So, thank you for checking in and sharing that with us, there, Vanya. So, anything else?
No, I'm gonna just stay with you for the reminder of the net and I guess home and see will I have enough. Let's call it a daylight to what the garden. I forgot to do that, but I'm gonna do that early in the morning, I guess.
All right. Very good. Okay. So we'll clear with Vanya, and we've got somebody mentioning it could have been the B-25 Mitchell that flew over Hamilton. Thank you so much for that. Uh, yeah, Noel is saying he was at the museum and they were flying it that day and all week. So, and Wayne B also put down the B-25 has the two stripes there. So, thank you very much for that. He flew right over my house. I didn't have my phone with me, but yeah, it was pretty cool. All right, so let's do another quick call out, and then we're going to run through the on this day. A lot of musicians are in on this day. So, is there anyone else out there wishing to check into our net? Please come now. All right, look at the time. It's 9:31, 9:32 p.m. now. And so we'll start with on this day, week 232. We'll start with today's famous birthdays, and we've got a few. This time around, we'll start with 1921. Peter Twiss was born in 1921. Peter Twiss was a British test pilot who broke the world airspeed record and was the first person to exceed 1,000 miles per hour in flight. And he passed away in 2011 at 90 years old. All right, next, 1924, Mortimer Matz, M-A-T-Z, is an American public relations expert and co-founder of Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest in New York. And he was born in Manhattan, New York, and he just died this year in 2025. (1928) Vera Rubin was born. Who was an American astronomer who discovered dark matter. Vera Rubin. Yeah, I don't want it to overheat there, Noel. That's why I turned the power down a little bit. I don't need to be full bore during this period where I speak for long periods of time. Yep, very good then. And so next, 1938, Charles Harrelson. He was an American organized crime figure and convicted hitman. He's also the father of actor Woody Harrelson, born in Texas, and he died in 2007. I wonder who else knew that Woody Harrelson's father was a hitman. Let's go to 1947 now. We have Ching Wan Tang. Say that 3 times fast. He was an American Hong Kong American chemist who co-invented the first practical organic light emitting diode. Of course, he was born in Hong Kong and he's still around today. 1947, David Essex. His last name is Cook. He's an English rock vocalist. You might remember the song Rock On. And he was an actor. He played in something called That'll Be the Day. He was born in Essex, England, still around. All right, moving on to the musicians. In 1950, Blair Thornton was born. He's a guitarist with Bachman Turner Overdrive between 1974 and 79. Born in Vancouver, British Columbia. Also born in 1950 on this day, Ian Thomas, a Canadian singer-songwriter. You might remember the song Painted Ladies. He was born in none other than Hamilton, Ontario. Ian Thomas.
Brother of who?
Dave Thomas?
That's absolutely correct.
Yep, and I'm not talking about Wendy's. All right, next born in 1952, John Rutsey, spelled Rutsey. He's a Canadian drummer with Rush between 1968 and 74. And he was born in Toronto, Ontario. And he died in 2008. Born on this day, 1961, Martin Gore, an English rocker with Depeche Mode. You might remember the song Just Can't Get Enough. He was born in Essex, England, still around. Oh, remember when I mentioned Woody Harrelson's father being born on this day? Well, Woody Harrelson was also born on this day, same day as his father, but he was born in 1961. We all know Woody from Cheers and Natural Born Killers. He was born in Midland, Texas. That's pretty sad, though, because he's got on his birthday, he's always got to be reminded that his father is also born on this day. So I don't know. All right. In 1964, Nick Menza, an American heavy metal drummer with Megadeth from 89 to 98, born in Munich, West Germany. He died in 2016. I told you we had a lot of musicians. Slash turns 60 years old today. Born in 1965, Slash is an English American rock guitarist and songwriter, most famously with Guns N' Roses. He was born in Stoke-on-Trent, England. And I see we have VE3SMN that checked into YouTube. Good evening, Matt. All right, moving on to 1967. Philip Seymour Hoffman, born on this day, 1967. We all know him as an American actor. He was in the movie Capote, Moneyball. He was also in one of the Mission Impossible movies as the bad guy with Tom Cruise. He was born in New York and died in 2014 of a drug overdose. Born on this day, 1968, Sean Levy, a Canadian film and television director and producer. They have here Night at the Museum movies, Stranger Things, as I mentioned before, and he was born in Montreal, Quebec.
Is he related to Eugene Levy?
I don't know. Maybe you can look that up and let us know. Born in 1972 is Marlon Wayans, one of the Wayans brothers. Of course, he's an American comedian. Did In Living Color. Born in New York, of course. Monica Lewinsky turns 52 today. Oh my, where has the time gone? Born in 1973, she's an American White House intern, or she was. And it says here she had an improper relation. Born in San Francisco, California. And finally, Harry Potter turns Daniel Radcliffe turns 36 today. He was born in 1989. Of course, he's an English actor who played in the Harry Potter series of movies, as well as a lot of recent different roles in a multitude of movies. Born in London, England. That's it for born on this day. Any questions, comments, or check-ins? Please come now. All right, who died today in history? And we'll start with Isaac Singer. He was born in 1811 but died on this day in 1875. He was an American inventor of the first practical home sewing machine. Dies at the age of 63 in 1875. Isaac Singer. Ulysses S. Grant passed away on this day in 1885. He was the 18th U.S. president and a Union general, and he dies of esophageal cancer, esophageal cancer. Born in Mount McGregor, New York. He was 63. And passing away on this day, 1980, Keith Godchaux, an American pianist and singer with Grateful Dead from 1971 to 79. Dies in a car accident at the age of 32. And passing away in 1993, James Jordan, the father of NBA star Michael Jordan. Oh, yeah, found dead near McCall, South Carolina. There's a bunch of, there's an investigation into that. I forget what happened now, but it was a pretty suspicious thing. Next, passing away in 2009, Danny McBride. He was an American musician with Sha Na Na between 1975 and 1980. Dies at the age of 63. Amy Winehouse passed away on this day in 2011. British singer-songwriter. You might remember her song Rehab. Quite ironic. Dies of alcohol poisoning at the age of 27. She was part of the 27 Club. My wife just told me about that today. I never knew that. Look it up. The 27 Club. Sally Ride is next. She passed away in 2012. She was an American astronaut and the first American woman in space. Dies of pancreatic cancer at the age of 61. The year is 2022. On this day, Bob Raffleson passed away. He was an American Emmy Award winning television producer for The Monkees and also a filmmaker. He made Five Easy Pieces, Easy Rider, and Head. Never heard of that last one. He was 89 when he passed away in 2022. That's it for famous people dying on this day. Again, any questions, comments, or check-ins, please come now.
VE3LBI.
Yes, sir, Larry. Go ahead.
Yep, got to leave a little early tonight, so thanks again, Chuck. I appreciate it for what you've done there and listen along there for as much as I could. So I'll say 7th to everybody, and take care. Have a good evening. And like I say, make sure you stay cool for tomorrow and the next couple of days.
Absolutely, Larry. You too. Take her easy. Thanks. Thanks a bunch. We'll talk to you soon. Okay. Anyone else? All right. Today's historical events. We'll try and run through these as quickly as I can. We start with the year 1253. And of course, Jews are once again in the news. Jews are expelled from Vienne, France, by order of Pope Innocent IV. In 1579, on this day, Francis Drake, or should I say Sir Francis Drake, departs San Francisco to cross the Pacific Ocean. And so I researched that because that's all they said about it. And Sir Francis Drake was an English explorer and privateer, best known for making the second circumnavigation of the world in a single expedition between 1577 and 1580. He is also known for participating in the early English slaving voyages of his cousin, John Hawkins and John Lovell. In 1664, 4 British ships arrive in Boston to drive the Dutch out of New York. Now, many of you don't know, but a lot of people settled in New York. As a matter of fact, Haarlem is named after Haarlem in the Netherlands. Only in the Netherlands, I think there's an extra E in Haarlem or an extra M, one of the two. And I think before it was called New York, it was called something else, something to do with the Netherlands. New Hall. Oh, I hear someone just breaking my squelch, but I can't make it out. Does anyone have a copy on that station?
Of course we do. And he said it was New Amsterdam. And welcome back to town, Vern. I can give you a relay in if you need so.
Thanks. I'm actually in the house just putting away stuff. Just got back a few hours ago from Quebec. Had a great time. And yeah, New Amsterdam, Chuck.
Did you get that? That's our friend Vern. E3. I know there's a foxtrot in there somewhere. Anyways, it's Vern. I actually heard him on the brew this morning, morning brew. 9-hour trip back home from Quebec, and he's settling in the house. So he wanted to get his call sign in the log, if I could remember what it was. But it's Vern. Yep. Welcome back to town. Back to you, Chuck.
Yep, that second transmission there, I did pick up Vern. He must have found the sweet spot there. And just coming back from Quebec, whereabouts in Quebec? Jason, VE3ZJC, is actually in Quebec tonight, Quebec City. Vern, over to you.
Well, that's kind of crazy. That's where we were, right in Quebec City, from Saturday through until today. and 9 hours drive back wasn't too bad. Of course, getting across Toronto was the worst part. And the call is VA3 CRF. Thanks for the relay there, Mac.
All right, Vern, very good. This time around, you're at an S7, fully readable. And so I want to thank Mac for the relay. As always, relays are very appreciated during Simplex operation. And so, Vern, thank you so much for your check-in. I hope you had a good time, sir.
Yeah, we had a great time. By the way, you just had a long double with Mac. So thanks again, Mac. And yeah, I'm working around. I might try and put some laundry in tonight. So I won't be around for long. Just thought I would get, as Mac said, call into the log.
All right, very good, Vern. Thanks again. And Mac, over to you.
Oh yeah, I just said it was extremely funny to listen to him on the morning brew as I'm traversing up to Guelph in the morning, and he had mentioned that he had a 9-hour trip ahead of. So yeah, strangest folks pop up all over the place. The morning brew. It's also broadcast out of the W8GM repeater out of Detroit. I'm not sure where Vern picks it up here locally, but all over the northeastern reflectors, people are able to check into the morning brew. It's a little bit of an entertainment for me as I'm driving to and from to hear all that activity in the morning. Anyways, I'm rambling, so I'll stop. Back to you, Chuck.
Okay, very good, Mac. Thanks for that once again. Let's move down to back to or on this day. And in 1777, on this day, King Louis XVI of France and his foreign minister clandestinely agreed to supply the United States with munitions during the American Revolution. Now, remember, this is 1777. That's just a year into the first year of, or the second year of the United States being an official country. Now, I looked it up. Now, the American Revolution was primarily caused by growing tensions between Great Britain and its 13 American colonies due to British policies that the colonists viewed as oppressive and unjust. In 1798, Napoleon Bonaparte captures Alexandria, Egypt. Actually, Napoleon was at the Giza pyramids as well. That's very well documented.
Is that Napoleon 1, 2, or 3?
It must be the first one because there's no number after his name. No, it is the original. All right, then in 1827, we have the first U.S. swimming school opens in Boston, Massachusetts. But I think they're trying to say swimming pool because I looked it up and it says, yeah, swimming school. That's right. Okay. So I looked up the first U.S. swimming pool. And so it has nothing to do with the U.S. swimming school in Boston. So the first swimming pool in the United States was called the Cabot Street Bath, located in Boston, which opened in 1868, 41 years after the swimming school opened up. This facility was a combination bathhouse and swimming pool designed to serve a densely populated neighborhood where most homes lacked bathing facilities. It consisted of two 20 by 24 pools, 20 feet by 24 feet pools, one for males and one for females. and was intended to provide a place for working men to bathe. In 1877, we've got the first telephone and telegraph line in Hawaii being completed on this day, 1877. All right, this next one here is pretty cool. In 1886, American civilian Steve Brody allegedly survives a 135-foot plunge from the Brooklyn Bridge. That's 13 stories high. That's too high for me. You know, when I used to work in the carnival, when I traveled through the U.S., they had uh, this one spot where they had a guy do the high dive into a 4-foot swimming pool, and that's crazy. I mean, they were jumping up from like 75 feet, really high up. So yeah, good for them. All right, in 1888, John Boyd Dunlop applies for a patent for the pneumatic tire. And here, the word tire used to be spelled Tyre, apparently. Let's move on to 1900 on this day. The Canadian government reviews immigration policy, prohibiting criminals and paupers from landing in Canada. We should still have that law. Uh, a pauper is someone who is poor, extremely poor. So, no poor people or criminals, but that doesn't seem to matter anymore. All right, well, we know from earlier that ice cream was invented in China. But in 1904, the ice cream cone is created during the St. Louis World's Fair, reputedly first by Charles E. Menches, Menches. In 1920, British East Africa is renamed Kenya and becomes a British Crown colony. 1920, it became Kenya. In 1955, English speed ace Donald Campbell drives a Bluebird K7 to a new water speed record at Ullswater in the English Lake District, becoming the first boat to surpass 200 miles per hour. In fact, he reached 202.32 miles per hour, which is 325.6 kilometers an hour. Another story along the same lines, in 1956, the Bell X-2 rocket plane sets a world aircraft speed record of 3,050 kilometers an hour, and that turns out to be 1,900 miles per hour. That's over Mach 2.7, I think. That's pretty quick. Here's some Canadian flight news. In 1983, Air Canada Flight 143 runs out of fuel and makes a successful dead stick landing at Gimli, Manitoba, earning the nickname the Gimli Glider. Ah, never heard of that. In 1987, RNI, Romeo November India, a Brooklyn, New York pirate radio station begins broadcasting on 1620 AM back in 1987. You may have listened to it. And in 1990, Grateful Dead keyboardist that I mentioned earlier, Brent Midland, or did I, performs the unexpected last show with the group at the World Music Theater at Tinley Park, Illinois. He died of an accidental drug overdose afterwards. In 1995, the comet Hale-Bopp is discovered and becomes visible to the naked eye nearly a year later. Isn't that when that cult decided to kill themselves thinking they would hitch a ride on the Hale-Bopp comet? I think so. All right, in 2015, NASA's Kepler mission announces the discovery of the most Earth like planet yet. It's called Kepler 452b, located only 1,400 light years from Earth. And so, if you were to travel at the speed of light for 1,400 years, you would get there. In 2018, environmental reports find that China is on track to reach new emission targets, but carbon dioxide emissions rise to 9.2 billion metric tons in 2017, the year before, more than the US and Europe combined. They've always been, them and India, I think, have always been the most, uh, had the most pollution. All right, in 2018, Japan records its highest ever temperature at 41.1 Celsius. Ouch. That's 105.98 Fahrenheit. And I'm assuming that's not counting the humidex. All right, in 2021, Major League Baseball Cleveland Indians announced that the team will be renamed the Guardians after the Guardians of Traffic, which are 8 large Art Deco statues on the Hope Memorial Bridge located near their playing field. All right. In 2022, the WHO declares monkeypox to be a public health emergency of international concern with 16,000 cases in 75 countries. And last year, on this day, they declared the hottest day on Earth. Average global temperature was 17.15 degrees Celsius or 62.87 Fahrenheit, which surpasses the record set the previous day, according to EU's Copernicus Climate Change Service. She's getting hot, folks. I wouldn't be surprised if we break records this year. And let's see now. One final story here. Also in 2024, last year, the U.S. Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle steps down after the agency failed to prevent an assassination attempt of Donald Trump. So that's it for On This Day. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did researching it and telling you fine folks about it. And so with that, one final shout out. Any late check-ins before we do a 7-3 round. This is VA3 CJZ. All right, I'm going to need a relay for that there, Mac, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. I'm ears wide open there, Vern. Go ahead.
One of those on the expedition unlocking the Egyptian language.
Okay, I got 80% of that. The Napoleon expedition that was of concern there. It's where they discovered the Rosetta Stone, and I kind of lost a few little bits and pieces of Vern's transmission, but I think we get the gist of it. unless there's any real important details, Vern, that I missed. Okay, and Champollion was the key to unlocking the hieroglyphics. Anyways, really interesting information there. Thanks, Vern. Back to you, Chuck.
All right. Thanks, Vern, and thanks, Mac, for the relay. And so with that, let's go to the top of our list. Number one with a bullet is Rick. Been kind of quiet there this evening. VE3 Bravo Kilowatt. You still there, Rick?
Oh yeah, I'm still here, Chuck, just listening along, and another great night there for sure. With that, it was interesting the stuff about the musicians, and anyway, I gotta tell you, I had a chat with Art there the other day, and he says he hasn't been to one of those meetings for a while, but he doesn't always listen in here on your net there, and that was something to do with he learned so much in school that he doesn't want to listen. He doesn't want to listen to the trivia that you do. But I find it quite interesting, and I sit part and listen to the other part of the Stay in History. So, but anyway, so 73 to everybody on that, and don't forget that we're on the TP Net tomorrow at 3 p.m. BA3 Charlie Whiskey Mike, and we'll be using the club remote there as well. So anybody that's interested that's home and not working, and Mac, I got some information for you, Mac. The honeydew list keeps on coming. After it doesn't matter how many years you've been retired. So hey, that's some interest for Mac there. Anyway, and we missed you on Monday. Anyway, so that's it for me there, Chuck, and carry on. 73 for now to everybody. V3 Bravo Kilowatt.
All right, Rick. Very good, sir. And that's right. Tomorrow, between 3 and 4 p.m. on 7.100 on 40 meters, we'll be stopping by and saying hi. And of course, I usually check in to Colin, who does the TP Net the hour before you. And so just before you take over there, I usually like to drop in and give Colin a check-in. All right, thanks, Rick. And Mac is up next, VA3 IMW. Mac.
Yes, sir, Chuck. Point of interest, I'm surprised you have never heard of the Gimli glider. Next time you get a chance, just do a search for Mayday Gimli glider. The episode is quite thought-provoking, and you'll see that we have our own aviation heroes up here in Canada. It kind of parallels the landing of the plane in the Hudson River that was caused by the bird strike. So, very interesting stuff to watch in your spare time. Anyways, thanks for doing this one, and we'll be looking forward to hearing from everybody tomorrow night at 7 p.m. on 446.125.73.
All right. Very good, Mac. Thanks a bunch for that. And we will definitely be there tomorrow. Mark is next, I believe. VA3, Mike Hotel Victor. Are you still there, Mark? All right. Let's try our resident pirate, VA3 NCA.
VA3 CJZ VA3 NCA. Yeah, I think the responses are Yeah, great net. Thanks again, as always, there, Chuck. It's great to spend a Wednesday this way. Yeah, that Gimli glider made episode, and there's another one, at least another one, that's really good about it. A bunch of things went wrong, but I think primarily it was during the conversion from imperial to metric, and they miscalculated the amount of fuel to load on board. And it wasn't enough, and they ran out and became a glider. And the funniest part, I mean, in retrospect, I suppose, I guess it wasn't funny at the time, but one of the funniest parts about it was he happened to be a glider pilot as well. And so he knew a maneuver called a slip, which is a way of dropping altitude without gaining speed in an airplane. But it's meant for gliders. It's not meant for commercial airlines. But when he was redirected out to the Gimli airstrip, he didn't have the distance to lose the altitude the way he would have normally wanted to without gaining too much speed. So he said he'd slip it, and apparently his co-pilot was not, wasn't quite on board. But anyways, that's what they had to do, and they did it successfully, and he landed it. The other interesting bit was in the time since he had used to go there as a military pilot, to Gimli, that is, it was a military airfield, and it had long since been abandoned, and it had been taken over as a drag strip race, and it was a family picnic day that day when he had to land there, and so he landed with people picnicking on the runway, and they all got out of the way when they saw the plane coming, thankfully, so nobody was hurt, but just one unplanned problem on the top of the other. It's a really good story, so if you get a chance, I'd look it up. That's it for me. I'll say 7-3. It's been a long 7-3 message, I realize, so I will end it here and say 7-3. Thanks for doing it, VA3NCA.
All right, Wade. Yeah, very interesting. I did not know. Yeah, I'll be sure to look that up. All right, let's see if Noel is around. VE3KDT.
V3KDT, yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, thanks. It was a good show, entertaining as always. Fun. I think you had mentioned about Ian Thomas there when I was going to grab a coffee. I think I got my own star story there. Met that guy a few times. He grew up with my stepdad and his brothers just down the road.
Yeah, didn't I say he was born here in Hamilton?
Yeah. So, yeah. I think the most memorable time is probably at a funeral. So he lights the mood and has, I can dare say, he has very good comedic timing.
Oh, very good, very good. Oh, that's nice to hear. Yeah, there are a lot of us who have had encounters with celebrities, and yeah, myself included, and my wife too. Well, very good, Noel. Thank you for sharing that, and thanks for checking in and being part of our net, as always. Anything else?
No, I didn't really have a good story or anything else like that. I was just young at the time, so yeah, just thought I'd throw it in there as something to add to your stories, and I will say good night.
All right, Noel. Thanks. 7-3, and yep, going to be hot tomorrow, so take the appropriate measures. All right, so I'm not sure, but I don't think Chris is around, but let's see. VA3, Charlie, Kilo, Zulu. All right, let's try Evan, I believe, VA3, ZZA. All right, Larry is gone. How about Steve? You still there? VA3, November, Foxtrot, Golf.
Yeah, good nut there, Chuck, as always, and yeah, we'll look forward to it next Wednesday for sure. Hopefully, fans are okay tomorrow. Of course, it's my day off. It'd suck if they were good and I was at work, right? Unless that makes me go remote somehow. Figure a way to go remote from work. That would be cool. Anyway, I'll say 7-3 to everybody, and we'll catch up with you later. VA3 NFG.
All right, Steve. Thanks for sticking around, and enjoy your day off tomorrow. Maybe we'll chat on the radio there at some point. I'm always listening here and there. Thanks again, Steve. Let's see if Matt is still there. VE3 Sierra Mike November. Matt.
I am still here. And Chuck, as usual, a great net. We had Jan in the car after I checked in. We put the YouTube channel on, put it through the car with the Bluetooth, and myself and my daughter and her friend, and we listened and played along all the way there, and then picked up another friend and all the way home, and then down here and sitting in the shack listening. Great net as usual. Many times we've been sitting here around the radio and listening, and it is a pleasure and an honor to be able to participate now officially.
Outstanding, Matt. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm glad you and the girls, or boys and girls, enjoyed that. And so thanks again. Have a great rest of the week, and we'll talk to you again soon. And so let's see if Vanya's still there. Victor Alpha 3, X-Ray Lima Juliet. All right, no Vanya. Well, let's go and see if Vern is still around. VA3, Charlie Romeo Foxtrot.
Hey, good evening again, Chuck. You copy me?
I sure do. Go ahead, Vern.
Chuck, great net for what I heard of it. I appreciate you doing it. I must confess, I was pleasantly surprised to hear that Mac listens to the Morning Brew on the East Coast Reflector. I pretty much check in there every morning when I'm on my walk. I usually do it via Equilink, but when I'm at the house, I can hit the repeater of the founder of the East Coast Reflector, and there's a spot in town here where I can actually hit it, I don't know, 75 miles away with a handy talk. Back to you, Chuck.
Wow. And I thought I did good doing 71 was it, yeah, kilometers, I think, for me in Scarborough. So that's outstanding, Vern. Well, thank you so much, and I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. And so you take her easy. The next couple of days might be warm, and then some rain, hopefully, to cool things down. And so anything else, Vern? You're the last man standing. All right, Vern, 7-3. All right. Well, before I shut her down, do we have any last minute check-ins who would like to stop by and say hi? Please come now. All right. Well, so that wraps it up for another great edition of the AREG Net, the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. I had a blast. I'm sure a lot of you did as well. And tonight I count at least 17 check-ins. I'll double check, but with the YouTube stream as well as RF check-ins, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me for another AREG Net, and I look forward to doing it all again next week. And keep it interesting and learning about new stuff and talking about whatever. So until then, stay safe and be kind to one another. This is VA3 CJZ saying 7-3.